right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Speedy start to the school year for Missouri students next week, when the dangerous heat arrives and how long it lasts.
And tonight, local COVID cases are rising. But do you need to take the same precautions? The advice from the health department. But first tonight, a mother and daughter missing for weeks.
I care about their well-being and I just want them to return home.
The abnormal behavior making the family scared and suspicious.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Allred. Mike Bush has the night off. Tonight, a family is searching for a 25-year-old woman and her 3-year-old girl. Berkeley police are investigating, and our Laura Barczewski is live at Berkeley PD, where she met with the family just hours ago. Laura.
And the family tells me that Michaela Wickerson and her daughter Malaya were last seen at their home here in Berkeley on Graham Lane just under 3 weeks ago.
Mail still in the mailbox, grass overgrown, and the yard, which would normally have young Malaya and her mom Michaela playing in it, is quiet.
It's not like her. She always was clean, pretty, made sure her and her daughters had clothes on, and like I said, she's a goofy and smart individual. Like, this is not like Michaela at all.
The mom and daughter were last seen at their house on Graham Lane, July 28th. The family is scared, shocked, and searching for them both.
We've been going through social media. We've done a missing person report, but she's cut off all communication with us, so I don't know her whereabouts. I only know her last known address, and she's not there anymore, and it's not like her to leave everything behind.
I've been in her life since she was born.
Jamaica Gandy says she and Michaela are more like sisters rather than cousins, and is concerned her disappearance could be linked to a cult or human trafficking. The whole family fears for their safety.
I have been concerned about who she been hanging out with, because it's people that I never seen her with before. I pretty much know the friends that she actually was best friends with and always communicated with them as well.
Now they just want them to come home so that the yard can be full of life once again.
And Michaela, if you're looking at this, that I love you. If I've ever done anything to offend you, I am sorry. And I just want you and Malaya to come home. We love you.
I just want her and Malaya to know that I love her. And I wish they can return home. If they need me, hopefully she still remember my number. I'm a phone call away, and we searching.
Berkeley police are looking into the sudden disappearance and have sent those missing persons reports to other police departments to aid in this search. If you have any information on where Michaela or Malaya are or have seen them, you're urged to call police immediately. Reporting live in Berkeley, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
Another cool August night in St. Louis, pretty comfortable for Cardinals fans. Once again, we are dropping into the 50s and 60s overnight, but the heat is coming back on. Chief Meteorologist Guy O'Connell joins us now with the Weather First forecast. Really lovely break.
It is. It's a nice break for us continuing into tomorrow, even into Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, it starts to get a little toasty, and then we're really going to turn things up as we get into Sunday and into next week. Right now, look at these numbers. Temperatures away from town already dropping back into the 60s. Washington, Missouri is down to 64 degrees right now, one of the cooler spots. So there'll be places again tomorrow morning in the upper 50s, low 60s in town. We're at 72. It's really Sunday into Monday and Tuesday when this big heat starts to build back in. Temperatures are climbing into the upper 90s to around 100 by Monday into Tuesday, likely lasting Wednesday into Thursday. Not thinking that we're going to have record-breaking high temperatures for those days, but the combination of heat and humidity will push those heat index values into that 105 to 110 degree range next week, most likely starting Sunday and then continuing at least through Wednesday, maybe for some of us into Thursday and Friday. So enjoy the comfortable weather while it's out there and start drinking your water now so you can start building up your hydration, Ann.
Tonight, a man shot by St. Louis police is now charged with unlawful use of a weapon, resisting arrest, and child endangerment. Police say Stephen Gilkey hopped out of his car and pointed a gun at officers near Fairgrounds Park yesterday afternoon. He remains in critical condition tonight after officers shot him. 2 children inside his car were not hurt. Teens trekking to public libraries in St. Charles County will soon need their parents to sign off on their visits. New tonight, our Robert Townsend explains it's part of a new policy aimed at keeping the peace.
From the outside, Catherine Linneman Library in St. Charles is clean, unassuming, and of course, quiet. Inside, that's typically the case, but not always, says Jason Kuhl, the chief executive officer of the St. Charles City County Library.
There can be some pushing and shoving. There has been, a fight or two, but that's not common.
Kuhl says for nearly a decade, increasing noise and horseplay among kids ranging from 10 to 16 years old have become ongoing problems, especially at this library. He says even though the library has security, the problems have gotten worse.
We do give them something to do. We do create a welcoming environment, but I think we've reached that point that it really had become untenable, so we had to do something.
On Monday, the library board passed a resolution that will now require teens to have parental permission or be accompanied by a parent or guardian when the students visit libraries. The policy applies from 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. on weekdays for kids between the ages of 10 and 16. Parents will have to sign an online form. Kuhl says they definitely don't want to deter any kids from coming to their libraries. He says the goal of the policy is to keep the peace at a place that's typically quiet and safe for everyone.
I haven't really had too many issues with it.
This St. Charles County dad and his kids often go to the Catherine Linneman Library.
We'll do it if we need to. It's fine. I don't mind doing it.
The new policy will be on the books at St. Charles County's 11 public libraries starting on September 5th. Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Teens can still visit the libraries on weekends or outside those hours. Kids younger than 10 are already required to have a guardian with them. Tonight, St. Louis County leaders made their case to voters about a possible annexation in unincorporated West County. They held a public meeting at Queenie Park explaining the services they provide residents. The city of Manchester wants to expand and annex the area. Voters in Manchester and the unincorporated area will vote on the annexation on November 7th. The county will hold another public meeting September 7th from 4 until 7 at Queenie Park. Tomorrow, the Jennings City Council will hold an emergency meeting. This comes in the wake of resignations of 5 city leaders. According to the agenda, the council will vote to declare the August 9th meeting as unlawful and ineffective. They will also vote to rescind any vote that occurred and offer to rehire anyone who submitted resignations. In his resignation letter, the city's attorney calls the actions of Mayor Gary Johnson, quote, illegal, unethical, immoral, and racist. The mayor has not commented, but is expected to hold a news conference tomorrow afternoon before the council meets at 5 p.m. New tonight, the return of COVID-19. Although it never left, experts say cases are on the rise nationwide, and that includes right here in our area. Brent Solomon's just back from speaking with the St. Louis County Health Director. And Brent, any word on what's leading to the spike?
Well, Ann, a few things. Things are back to normal, so we're congregating again. Well, add to that, we're approaching the fall and soon the winter. As seasons change, respiratory illnesses make a comeback.
The coughing, fatigue, sore throats, and of course, loss of taste or smell.
We're seeing a rise in cases.
Say hello to the return of COVID-19. Nationwide, hospitalizations are up 14% from last week, but still lower than they were before the pandemic. I caught up with St. Louis County Health Director Dr. Kanika Cunningham.
Compared to 2 years ago, we're nowhere near that. But as we enter the winter months, what we do know is that respiratory viruses tend to increase and circulate. So we have COVID-19, influenza, RSV.
It's why she recommends vaccines to protect against them all. RSV specifically for those over 60. As for COVID,
different variants are circulating right now, and we got our eye on one of them in particular, but I will recommend for individuals to get the booster.
The CDC now weighing in on when you should expect it.
The new COVID booster is expected to be approved by the FDA, and then we will make recommendations from the CDC probably by the 2nd or 3rd week of September.
The good news is
these particular variants, they're not as deadly or as severe as previous ones. You're not hearing a lot about people dying from it. It's more so mild symptoms.
To keep things that way, Dr. Cunningham wants people to get the new booster as soon as it comes out. Continue to wash your hands and even mask up if you're at risk.
For my older adults who may have underlying diabetes, hypertension, or other comorbidities like cancer, when you find yourself in enclosed spaces, crowded areas, I would recommend considering wearing a mask. We're not at the point of trying to mandate it, but I will recommend for individuals, if you're a person at risk, go ahead and put a mask on.
Now, the CDC says you can get your flu shot and COVID boosters at the same time if you'd like. But when it comes to the RSV vaccine, officials say talk with your doctor first. The health department says you should also stock up on COVID tests and stay home if you're sick.
Some stores are already advertising flu shots, but is it too early? 5 on Your Side asked local doctors who say you can get it now, but waiting until late September or October will give you more protection over the entire flu season. It usually peaks around mid-February, and like most years, this vaccine is different from last year.
We predict that the strains will be different and to protect everybody. So this year, every flu vaccine will protect against 4 strains, 2A and 2 of B. So that's a little bit new.
Doctors say if you have an egg allergy, you are safe to get this year's flu shot.
Helping Hawaii. Images of the devastation and stories of heartache has many opening their wallets.
It's hard to take in.
Tonight, our Verify team is helping you make sure scammers are not cashing in on your generosity. A nationwide rash of thefts led to a class action lawsuit. Tonight, a judge is slamming the brakes on a $200 million settlement with Hyundai and Kia. Why he says it's not enough.
Hurricane Hillary rapidly intensifying in the Pacific right now, and the heat is expected to build back into the bi-state over the weekend. How long that hot weather is expected to last.
Scary moments this morning for students aboard this school bus in Florida. A large tree landed on the top of the bus in West Palm Beach during a powerful thunderstorm. No one on the bus was seriously hurt. Tonight, recovery teams continued to search the rubble from the devastating and historic Hawaii wildfires. The death toll in Maui has now surpassed 110 people. Nearly 1,000 people are still missing. Within the last 90 minutes, we learned the head of the Maui Emergency Management Agency resigned amid criticism for not activating disaster sirens. He cited an unspecified health issue as the reason. Because of the crisis the island is facing, the mayor promises to name a replacement as soon as possible. The official cause of the deadly fires remain under investigation. President Biden, who sent a video message to the island today, will see the destruction for himself when he travels to Maui on Monday.
And I want the people of Hawaii to know your country's with you as long as it takes. God bless those we lost. May God bless the people of Hawaii.
So far, FEMA has provided nearly $3 million in assistance. That includes money for rental assistance and temporary housing. The striking images and the sheer number of people in need have moved a lot of us to donate. But our Verify team reminds you scammers are lurking to take advantage of your kindness. Here's Abby Larico with what to look out for.
This kind of devastation leaves heartbreak and so many questions in its wake. For those of us watching from afar, that means, what can we do to help? We turn to these sources to verify what you need to know to make sure your donations and contributions go to the right place.
First, look up a charity on one of these websites, an FTC-approved way to verify if an organization is a properly established and monitored nonprofit. Make sure the name is exact. The FTC warns scammers might use a name close to that of a reputable organization, hoping you won't notice. While plenty of new charities will pop up in the aftermath of these kinds of events, the New York AG's office cautions their intentions may be good, but their ability to properly manage an influx of donations might not be. Next, be wary of solicitations for donations via email. Check the sender's email address to see if it looks legit. But even if it does, the Cybercrime Support Network says valid organizations won't include attachments in emails, and the FBI advises not to open any or click links from a sender you don't know personally, and definitely don't give personal or financial information over email. Finally, the FBI warns if you're being asked to donate through cash, a gift card, virtual currency, or a wire transfer, it's probably a scam. Using your credit card online is safer.
If you get a feeling something isn't right after you've already made your donation, contact your bank. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
We put together a full list of reputable charities and organizations taking donations for Hawaii. Text the word HELP to 314-425-5355. We'll send that straight to your phone. What can we verify for you? Send an email. That email address, verify@ksdk.com. A federal judge is blocking a $200 million class action settlement with Hyundai and Kia. The judge says car theft victims deserve more. The lawsuit covers about 9 million 2011 and 2012 models that did not come equipped with anti-theft devices. This created that rash of car thefts across the country and right here in St. Louis. The judge is also questioning the effectiveness of a software fix from both automakers. Americans are drinking more and using more pot. A new survey from the University of Michigan found 44% of adults under the age of 30 say they use marijuana. The amount of daily pot users has almost doubled. Now, adults 35 and over admit to binge drinking, but younger people are drinking less. Cigarette smoking and narcotics use has also dropped. Governor's Day at the Missouri State Fair drew dozens of politicians to the fairgrounds ahead of next year's election. Most of the politicians at the fairgrounds in Sedalia today were Republican, but 2 Democrats hoping to replace Josh Hawley in the U.S. Senate were on hand. They hammered the senior senator for defending former President Donald Trump from criminal charges.
The guy has proven over and over again that he's a fraud and a coward.
I think Josh Hawley is doing what he's doing, twisting himself into a pretzel to defend the indefensible.
Clearly, the goal here is to keep Trump tied up in court cases. Look, he's going to be the nominee of the party. I mean, he's going to be. And it's clear that they're trying to prevent him from campaigning. And I just think this is a dangerous new precedent.
Republicans hoping to replace Mike Parson in the governor's mansion also campaigned at the fairgrounds today. You don't have to drive to Sedalia for some fair fun. The annual Baldwin Days open tonight at Velasquez Park. The community festival features carnival rides, food, drinks, fireworks, and free concerts. It runs through Sunday. And tomorrow, the Festival of the Little Hills returns for its 52nd year in historic St. Charles. More than 300 artists and craftsmen will set up shop on Main Street and Frontier Park along the riverfront. There's also food and live music. The festival opens tomorrow at 4 and runs through the weekend. And so we, of course, need to know all about the weather with Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell because there are so many things going on this weekend.
There are so many things. You know, we'll be down to Peevely Days tomorrow.
Yes.
For all the festivities down there. We'll see you at 4, 5, and 6 tomorrow evening. And, you know, on the way, you know, I'd be tempted to stop by Cliff Cave Park going south. Debbie shared this picture with us on our 5 on Your Side Weather Watchers Facebook group. Look at the sunflowers. They are still going strong here in Cliff Cave Park. You can't find too many fields where they're still vibrant now. We're past kind of that peak on the sunflowers, but she found one there. So thanks, Debbie, for sharing that. Warrenton 64, already 63 in the valley right now. It's 63 as well over in Effingham and 66 degrees in Greenville, Illinois. You might have a little patchy fog developing in some of the river valleys. Most of us are going to stay clear. Looking out at Lambert right now, if you have a flight this weekend that's going towards Southern California, perhaps Las Vegas, just check with your airline because we have that tropical system Hillary that's a pretty big hurricane that is going to impact the southwest part of the U.S. Yeah, you heard that right. 72 degrees right now in St. Louis. 87 was our high. We ended up with 0.03 of an inch of rain today. That was from the little scattered showers and thunderstorms that lasted about 5-10 minutes right along the front. A little surprised by that. Temperatures tomorrow morning, 50s away from town, low 60s in town. We will stay mainly clear overnight tonight, right on into tomorrow. Here's Hillary. The storm continues to strengthen and get stronger. There are already scattered showers and thunderstorms out there in the west. And this moisture, once this storm starts to turn more to the north, that is going to stream right into the southwest part of the U.S. There are spots in Southern California, perhaps western portions of Arizona, southern Nevada, that may see some significant flooding, if not biblical kind of proportion flooding with this as we head through the end of the weekend into the beginning of next week. So we have winds out of the east at 5 miles per hour tomorrow. It's a beautiful afternoon. The humidity's in check. It's nice. Here comes the heat. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday right around 100. The reason being the big upper level ridge pushes those above average temperatures right back into the bi-state region. This is going to last through at least Wednesday, maybe into Thursday. And towards the end of next week, it does start to break down a little bit. But what that does in combination with the humidity is going to push our heat index values upwards of 105 to 110 degrees again, starting later Sunday and likely continuing through Wednesday or Thursday. Now, towards the end of the week, the humidity levels hopefully back off a little bit. as the temperatures start to come down by next weekend. But we're going to surge. Your first day of school on the Missouri side for our public schools in Missouri on Monday in a lot of cases, close to 100. Might have some early heat release days.
All right, Scott, thank you. Sports is next, Frank.
And Waino trying for 199. Arenado achieving greatness. City SC about to come back. And the nationally ranked SLU women's soccer team opened up their season tonight.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
I'm not exactly sure why the game was on national television. The Cardinals and the Mets have the same chance of making the Major League Baseball playoffs as De Smet. However, there is the Adam Wainwright intrigue, looking for victory number 199. Waino wasn't bad, 6 innings, 3 runs, but he gave up this 2-run blast to Pete Alonso. 437 feet, his 37th homer, and it's 2-0 Mets. The Cardinals started to peck away in the 7th. Tyler O'Neill will wallop one to left center, his 7th, and all of a sudden we have a 3-1 game. Now, answer this question. How can a Cardinal fan be buddies with a fan of the Mets? Cardinals had the tying run at the plate in the bottom of the 9th, but Paul Goldschmidt will strike out. Mets win 4-2. It took a little while for Nolan Arenado to get going this season, but he's made up for lost time. His low water mark came in early May with a batting average of .232 and just 3 homers. Since then, he's hit over 300 and has had 4 straight months with an OPS over 900. He's been soaring while the team has been languishing. Believe it or not, though, Nolan told me he's got another gear to find over the final 41 games.
You know, I figured that I would sooner or later turn it around, but when you're struggling and then the team's struggling too, it kind of just feels like it adds on a little bit more. So, you know, obviously it hurt because as a team we weren't playing well, and then I wasn't playing well, so I wasn't really helping the situation. But, you know, it's a long season. You just try to stay with it, and it's been better lately, but I still think there's a better feeling, and I'm just still chasing that.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
So if I told you at the start of each of their seasons that the Blues would have their worst year in 15 seasons, the Cardinals would finish in last place, and the expansion soccer team would be in first place, would you have bought it? No way. First place, City SC will be in action on Sunday night against Austin. Not sure if Klaus will be playing, but I am sure he has the shortest shorts this side of Kevin McHale. And today, he was practicing. He has missed 116 days with the quad injury. City will have a big game on Sunday, and I asked a couple of the players if their success has surprised them this season.
Yeah, I didn't really get caught up too much in where we would end up at, certain points of the season. But at the beginning, I had never been in the MLS before. But the MLS veteran said, hey, we have something special from a unity perspective and from a togetherness perspective. And I know that that helps breed success. So I was hopeful and I was positive that something good could come out of this year.
No, I didn't think we would be in first place 24 games ago with 11 games left. No, but I knew we were going to be in a top position. I knew we would be like at least top 3 or 4.
Katie Shields brought her 21st ranked Billikens to 13th ranked BYU tonight. First half, Bills down 2-0. Caroline Kelly with a blast at the goalie can't corral. Kelly's 20th career goal. We have a 2-1 game. Second half, SLU on the attack. Emily Gaby with the nifty goal, not enough. BYU wins the opener 3-2. It will be a Sports Plus to remember this Sunday night. We will be joined by one of the greatest sportscasters of all time, Bob Costas. And we will also break down the Cardinals with the man who put this team together, John Mozeliak. We will see you 10:30 Sunday night. And that will do it in sports.
That will be a great show. Thank you, Frank. Queen Bee's coming to town. The warning tonight for Beyonce fans not to be stung going into the Beehive. Sugarfire Smokehouse is expanding to Florissant. The new location on Lindbergh will be the Sugarfire's 14th restaurant and the first in North County. It will also be the first majority women-owned and operated location. Opening day is set for November. Let's go Blues. Tomorrow, single game tickets go on sale for the 23-24 season. Sales begin at 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster and the Blues website. The Note's first home game is October 14th against the Seattle Kraken. The Dome at America Center is going to be a beehive on Monday. Beyonce is bringing her Renaissance World Tour to town. Tickets are still available, but tonight the Missouri Attorney General's office is warning fans about ticket scammers. They suggest you buy only from reputable vendors, pay with a credit card, and inspect your tickets to make sure they're legit. Let's get a final check of the weather with Scott.
It's going to be hot for Beyonce. Of course, you know, the Enterprise Center is climate controlled for your comfort and convenience. And tomorrow pretty much is outside too. We're not going to be able to keep that around for very long. If you have some work outside tomorrow, good day to do it. Temperatures only in the 80s tomorrow afternoon. As we go towards the weekend, we're bringing the heat back. It really surges in starting Sunday afternoon into Monday and Tuesday, close to 100 for highs early next week. Probably not daily records, but getting close.
And thank you so much for being with us for 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. Have a great Friday.